Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing. I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light. I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings.
Okay, everyone. So, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I don't know why I have these generic airplanes all around. I mean, look at that. I'm pretty sure I deleted those. For some reason, they keep returning. Let me see if I can remove them completely. Ah, there it is. So air traffic quantity. Let's set it off and variety to off. All right. This could be medium. Parked quantity low, off. Don't know why it keeps bringing this up, because I had turned it off. Save it back and back. Now it's empty. Now let's just hope that Beyond ATC populates aircraft. Alright, let's hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll just restart Beyond ATC. So this is the Flight Simulator 2024. It's one of the greatest features is the fact that you can make these walkarounds. Unfortunately, we are not able to interact with most planes. They're not developed in such a way that we can interact with the panels and all that. Some of them are. Hello, Andrew, welcome. But unfortunately, that's not the case with all of them. So, for example, FS Labs does not have interaction points in FS 2024. Now, mind you, for a long time, FS Labs did not have FS 2024 integration, so they're working on it. But you already can see that this is a gorgeous plane just to walk around. So what do you look for in a walk around? Well, basically you kind of check the tires, tire inflation, you check the brakes, not here but on the main landing gear, check the lights, see that the parking brake is set. You can also in some planes look into the panels. So for example, this is the ground connection, ground interface connection. You can also come around here, and sorry for the and check the main landing. You can check the engine, you can check the nacelles, see if everything's in order. Over here in the brakes, you check for the brake capacity itself. So you literally just like in an automobile, you're trying to check if there's brake tear, brake wear, not tear. Brake tear would be terrible. Then you walk around. If you're basically looking for traces of, debris, damage, whatever. As you can see, most of the things are animated, but again, one day I'll show you the walk around, for example, on the Phoenix or on the A350 by any builds, and you will see how much interaction you can actually have. Basically, the walk around, there's a flow, there's a procedure, and you're basically trying to. Oh, that's an achievement. I just got an achievement for fun run. Walk around the plane. Yeah, you can clearly see I don't fly FS 2024 that much. Some airplanes also have like engine covers, and pitot heat covers, pitot covers actually. So it will have engine covers and pitot covers. It's not the case for the Phoenix, the Flight Sim Labs, the one we're flying today. But look at this. This is a gorgeous livery. It's my favorite livery. It's a TAP Air Portugal retro jet livery. It's amazingly looking livery. Charlie Sierra Tango Juliet Romeo. It's my go-to airplane. Whenever I can, I get this livery. I used to have it for the Phoenix, but it was a fake livery, of course. Now, before we go in, oh yeah, this one's in remote control. I wanted to connect the jetway, but I completely forgot that. Well, what happened here? That's on. I completely forgot that Flight Sim Labs has a direct connection to GSX, so we do need to go in directly to the cockpit, and in order to do so, we need to press Shift C, just like it's saying right here in the bottom. So Shift C. And welcome on board. I think most people remember how this cockpit looks like. And it seems that it's telling me that I'm exceeding GPU usage. So I'm going to reduce my settings here a little bit. I didn't see this before. So maybe I'll just remove frame generation for the time being, say, because I think that's the only thing that I added lately. Let's see, if we get another check, well, we'll just change a few more parameters. So yeah, let's set up our plane. So we are basically going to request our flight startup via ACARS, so via our main system. I don't know why they placed a A330 in the background, but anyway, there are worse things in life. So first thing we need to do is go to the FMGC, confirm we have nav data, because I've just installed this plane. I'm not sure if it has the correct current nav data, so 2508001, I believe this is the correct one because it's from August 7 to September 3, so I think it's correct. Hello, Jose, welcome. We were just talking. And now let's go to AOC and let's request initiation. Now again, we have requested a Simbrief flight plan to be created, so it's pre-briefed right here. So where's my flight view? So we can compare with all the data that we have here. So TAP, that is ECAO code for TAP Portugal 21 X-ray. It's actually abbreviated to TP21 X-ray. That's ECAO abbreviation. And we are going to start performing our initiation. So this is going to take a good amount of time. It's absolutely normal. There is England to London Heathrow to Lisbon Airport. Current fuel on board is just 2.0. Just because that's the default setting. Remember, I just installed this plane, but I have turned on the what's it called? The persistence. So the fuel will add or remove with all the flights. So this is correct. Let's just go back to initiation and let's request winds. Let's let them be for now. Now in the Phoenix we'll just press this button here and we'll get all the data, but that's not what we're going to do. No. This is what we want here. So we got a cost index of 7, flight level 350 as our cruise, and we're going to go request fuel now. Our fuel should be block fuel 8.3. It's not a long flight. So OFP data. So you got block fuel 8.4 as setup, and let's request an instant refuel. Sent and Shazam, there it is. We got ourselves our fuel setup. Now you can, of course, if you remember, you can set it up via GSX, and the GSX will start everything you need for this aircraft. But let's not do that for now, because it will take a lot of time just to refuel and catering and all that. Well, time is of the essence. So we got our initiation, we got our fuel. Let's go for our boarding. So we go here and we request our boarding via GSX. So we say board now. There it is. Request. I think something is missing here. I don't know why. So GSX is requested boarding. Here comes the jetway. I definitely need to move some sliders on the graphics area department, because yeah, there it is again. Let me go again. Let me try to reduce. So the resolution's all right. We got DLSS, DAA. We got sharpening going on. We got no maximum frame rate. I don't think we need it. NVIDIA low latency. We got some dynamic settings going on for frame rate 120. Don't know. Don't know really what I can move around to increase or reduce. Let's just reduce the clouds. Texture resolution as well. Let's see if this helps. You know, MSFS 2024 is it's a different beast from 2020, and it requires a lot of optimization. So I'm sure I'm going to be optimizing this aircraft in a long, not the aircraft, the simulator, in a long time. Let's turn on our ADIRS, our inertial guidance system, our fuel tanks, fuel pumps, there is. Let's pull our little knobs. This one's already armed, so good to go. And let's tune in for our frequency for Ethro. And we should go for 80s first. 80 stands for Automated Terminal Information Service. Hello, Alex. Welcome. I'm on a 9 AMD. I'll tell you in a moment because it's fairly recent. But I'm on GPU. Sorry, I'm on a 5080, RTX 5080. So 16 megabytes RAM, VRAM. So I'm not entirely sure what the issue here is, but I'm confident that it needs optimization. MSFS 2024 is known for not really be well optimized. Let's listen to the 80s.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the island clear, enabling all remaining customers to no clouds detected. Your seatbelt temperature 20 ready for departure. 2.07 and no smoking zones. QNH1019. Landing runway 09 left.
09 left. All right, let's hit clearance. Yeah, I don't like DLSS, not one bit, because it creates ghosting, and I don't really like. In fact, I'm going to go back to TAA and see if we can, if we don't get too many bumps. Let's see. Oh yeah, much better. I don't like DLSS, not one bit. It's an unfortunate thing because I feel that it has a lot of potential, but when it interferes with your simulation by creating ghosting in letters and in graphics, then that's where I draw the line. So let's confirm that GSX is not borked, because it usually borks at some point. So first of all, we got our flight started up. We got our load sheet right here. So we're expecting 221 passengers. Let's see what GSX is doing, because I don't hear passengers being boarded, just the baggages. But it does say 39 out of 214, so we'll just wait a little longer to see if this number increases. I don't hear the passengers, but I do have the door closed. I wonder if that's the thing. Oh yeah, there they are. Hello, people. Hope you're doing fine. I'm gonna shut the door now because, you know, privacy and all that. Yeah, I'm getting some weird frame rate now. And now my track IR just died. Oh my. Thanks for the subscription, Alex. Alex, to be honest, the Flight Sim Labs and most of the heavy planes, it's okay in terms of VRAM, but I think your GPU is a little slow. I wouldn't say it won't handle it, but I think you're going to need to, just like I do. I mean, you look at me, I'm using a 5080, and I will have to optimize my sim because I got some very low frame rate currently. So it's a matter of optimization. You can clearly get a good looking system with, yeah, my track IR just keeps going away for some reason. I need to have a look at that. I'm out of track IR for the moment. I'll get it back working in a moment. So like I was saying, 67% baggage, still not loading the passengers, at least not that I can see in a good rhythm. Like I was saying, you need to optimize your simulation, but it's not just for the Flight Sim Labs. If you go, for example, for the A350 by any builds, it's even heavier than this one. So I think it will handle it. You just need to lower your expectations when it comes to, for example, traffic. I mean, I got traffic going on right now, and as soon as I look into denser areas with traffic, I get reduced frame rates. It's normal. You just need to live with that and reduce or increase your settings just to be sure that you don't get like 10 frames or something per second. That's just too low. All right, let's continue on with our flight plan. Let's call it in to request IFR clearance to Porto.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, looking to pick up our clearance to Lisbon.
Lisbon? Oh, I did a poo-poo. It's not Lisbon. I did a poo-poo. Let me confirm it.
Gasket 2 Juliet departure. Squawk 2160. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Oh yeah. I did make a poo-poo, I'll show you. Yeah, Lisbon. When I was making this flight plan, and I started the live stream saying it was Lisbon, and it's intentionally Porto. I wanted to go to Porto Airport. We can still save this. I just need to restart everything. You know what? Let's just go to Lisbon. It's fine. I apologize. It's not going to be Porto. Let's just go to Lisbon. It's the same country at the end of the day, so cargo doors have been closed. I just heard them being closed, and there they are, completely closed. Let's confirm passengers. 159 passengers, still loading at good rhythm, might I add. So let's just confirm the actual weights. So we were expecting 4520, we got 4496, a little lower than expected. And the fuel, we were expecting 31.22, sorry, 8,400, and it's as set. We're still waiting for passengers to be loaded to 221, but apparently we're going to have some dropouts. So we'll just carry on loading and waiting for the final weights. So we were cleared to, oh my, We were cleared to... Where the heck is it? This thing keeps going. Runway 09 right. So let's assume we go full length. And we're gonna go flex, optimal, air conditioning on, because it's running a little bit hot. Alright, so we got 0 trim, config 2, flex 54, speeds will be 167, 170, 172. So let's request performance. So again, 09 right, and they gave us GASC 2J, so this one's it. No transitions, let's confirm, no transitions. Alright, so we got GPS primary, by the way. So yeah, sorry about not going to Porto, but yeah, it was my bad. I just mixed up the Simbrief. Alright, so this one's done. Let's go for performance and let's request takeoff data. 167, 170, 172, flaps 2, trim 0, flex temperature 54, confirm, transition altitude 6,000 feet. So everything checks out. We are golden. So cockpit preparation checklist, gears and pins and covers have been removed. Fuel quantity, we got 8,600 kilograms on board. Seat belts are on. ADIRs are on nav. Barrel reference is 1019er and cross-checked. Cockpit preparation is complete. Alright, we are golden in terms of passenger loading, so let's input our data in that regard. So let's go to mass and balance. Passengers 214 out of 2021. Sorry, 221, that is. We got cargo at 4.5-ish. And now this is what we need. 71.9 slash, and now we're going to go for the CG 29.4 and Shazam. And now for the block fuel, we're going to have 8.4 as fragged. 8.4 as fragged. Let me just confirm the squawk 2160, so let's clear that. 2160, let's set this to auto and TRRA. Let's already put this into auto, the prediction system for the weather radar. Alright, we're golden. Now let's start our APU-ish. Let's wait for the flap to open. This is the APU flap, needs to open on the tail of the aircraft. There it is, flap open, so let's start it up. This is set to auto, beacons off, everything's set up. We got external power for now. Unfortunately, we don't have CPDLC, but we already requested for the clearance. But if we did have the CPDLC, we'll receive the messages through this secondary CDU unit. But unfortunately, that's not modeled currently, not on all airports. We do have Beyond ATC doing that now, but unfortunately not all airplanes are compatible. And Flight Sim Labs is not yet compatible. The only plane that I know compatible with Beyond ATC CPDLC is the Phoenix aircraft. Alright, APU available. So let's start our mumbo jumbo to leave the gate. So I'm just confirming I got everything set up. Let's go for the before start checklist just to be. Oh, let me see. I got an ACARS message here. So this is the final load sheet. And takeoff weight 80.1. We got everything within parameters and 8,400 on the fuel tanks. That's confirmed. So again, oh, by the way, let me just load my chart here. So import EGLL SID. So it's GAGS 2J if I'm not mistaken. Oh, found the bump. Found the bump. I think Navigraph account is not. Yeah, I think the Navigraph account is not. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. So give me a second so that I can set this up. Give me a second, please. Be right back. I'm still here. I'm just doing this on my phone. Sorry about that. A lot of stuff I have to set up and some of the stuff goes missing. Alright, we're back. Let's see if I got my charts. Huh. Ah, there they are. So we got GASGO 2J. This is the one, and we'll keep it open as is. So I think we're about ready. So let's see if the trigger, by turning on the beacon, activates GSX. It does not. It does not. So we're going to need to do it manually, which is always a pain in the rear end if you ask me. Services. Prepare for push and departure. There goes the jetway. There comes the gate agent.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That's proper British. Proper British, proper posh. Even the ATC is proper posh. Alright, let's request our own push and start.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. At gate 419er, request pushback.
So it will be nose right for sure. Yeah, northeast is. That's about it.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
By the way, I have my co-pilot responding as usual. So gears being locked. Oh, what just happened here? My FMC just... My CDU's just restarted for no reason. We're being raised by the tug. It's always cool to see. Doors for departure. Still holding. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna go northeast.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting at will, buddy. Thanks. Starting number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft.
By the way, I need to
Seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen mask,
reset my
and brace position that you must adopt.
track IR.
Brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear.
Oh, where is that? I need to. Thank you, Bravo Papa. Always appreciated. And track IR is back. Here we go.
Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails,
Number 1 is available. Start number 2.
pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust.
Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Land on board. Take the life
That
jacket
guy looks like he's constipated, doesn't it?
over your head.
Sounds like it. Constipated.
Clip together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle.
Just a nice look outside. Starting number 2. Oh my. Let's get this out of the way. So we got a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
We can also stop our APU. No longer required. And now let's go for the after start checklist. We forgot to do the before start checklist. Oh my. Anti-ice as required. Ecam status normal. We got a pitch stream. Let's set it up. Should be 0. Zero, 0 set. And we got rudder trim set to neutral.
Bypass pin removed.
Copy.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Let's perform our flight controls check. Full deflection left. Oops, need to switch this off. Full deflection left and neutral. Full deflection right and neutral. There's our pin. Thanks very much. Full pitch up. Neutral. Full pitch down. Neutral. Full rudder left. Neutral. And full rudder right. Neutral. Alright. Let me just reset my track IR. There we go. Yeah, it's beautiful. The simulator is a bit dodgy, but plane's awesome. Oh, I need to set this up. Forgot that I need to set it up. So options. Where is that? External controls. No, sorry. Not doors. It's very quick, so it's gotta be controls. I know it's somewhere over here. Various. So ICs, brake fans, auto brake, persistent fuel. Where is that? There's an option to press and hold the button. Otherwise, I'll not be able to taxi this beast correctly. Unless they removed it. Units, FMGC, maintenance, fuel, payload, sounds, controls, rudder pedals. Oh, there it is. Pedal disconnect button sticky. There it is. Finally. Sorry for keeping you waiting. All right, there we go. This is what we want. All right, let's call these guys and tell them that we need to leave. It is rough, Papa. Most beautiful plane in Lisbon for sure. All right, Brits, we want to split. Let us talk.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Request taxi to be active.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Runway 09 right taxi via
Victor, Sierra 5 Whiskey. Need to hold short to cross. All right.
Runway 09
Let's
right
just do that.
Sierra 5 Whiskey. Short runway 09 right. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
So I'm opening my Beyond ATC map because I'm not really familiar. So we're going to go forward and turn left and go all the way down until holding short runway 09er right. Alrighty. Taxi line on, and let's remove parking brake. Parking brake is off. We are rolling. Alright. Taxi checklist. Flight controls have been set. Flaps set to config 2. Speed brakes to armed. Auto brake set to max. Radar and weather prediction set to on. Weather prediction is already on. Engine mode selector will be set to normal, and ECAM status, ECAM memo takeoff no blue. So we still have takeoff config test. Let's press this nice little button, and we got ECAM memo takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. Let's turn here. So the A321 is a bigger plane, so we definitely need to be careful in the turns. But it's still an Airbus, still flies on and handles itself like on a dime. So for those craving for some retro trap action, here it is. Going a little too fast, but nothing too fancy. It is a beautiful plane, so let's just appreciate it. So we need to cross here on the third lane to the right, this one here. We need to hold short to cross because we're going to start parking on the other side. Not parking, taxiing. So reduce our speed here. Yeah, it's beautiful. But I do need to optimize the simulator a little bit more. Got a lot of brakes here. So we're going to hold here and call it in, saying that we are holding. And this is the holding point right here. right here. Alright, let's go back to the cockpit. Let's call it in, saying that we're ready to cross.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, waiting to cross 09 right.
That's a Turkish airline aircraft right there.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Cross runway 09
Alright, let's cross the runway.
Taxi via Sierra 5
Runway enter procedures.
Romeo, Alpha, November 8, November Bravo 8.
Cross runway 09 right.
Here we go.
Sierra 5 Whiskey. Continue taxi via Sierra 5 Whiskey. November 5 Whiskey. Romeo. Alpha. November 8. November Bravo 8. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Alright, let's bring up the map again. You can't see the map, but I'm loading Beyond ATC map. It has a ground map, so I can see where to go, because otherwise I would have to pull up the chart, and the chart is I mean, it's easy. Oh, there's a guy lining up. I hope it's not gonna take off. It's easy to read once you know it, but I need to spend some time reading it and making sense of it, and then when they tell me all these taxiways, I usually mix them up. So I prefer just to use the Beyond ATC map. It's not realistic, but at least it gets me where I want to be.
All aircraft be advised information Juliet now current. QNH1020.
So we got a nice beautiful sunset. I believe this is the final, yep, it's precisely the final point. So next we will just line up and take off. So all the way down, let's be careful with the ground speed, because this one wants to go. So Turkish will be number 1 and will be number 2. Let's hide this for now. So I think I need to reduce terrain depiction radius, something like that. I'm gonna follow one of those tutorials, those fine tutorials explaining what you should be doing, because there are a lot of optimizations you can do to make your simulation look a lot smoother, at least. And honestly, some of the stuff like these flares and all that, they look cool, but they don't add up to the simulation at all. And if you need to remove them, just remove them. So just to confirm I didn't forget anything. We're gonna go for the lineup checklist in a moment, as soon as we get closer to the runway threshold.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Going for the tower.
Over to Tower 118.705. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Switching to tower. Now let's go to our waiting point. The Turkish has already departed. That's our holding point. That's a VFR holding point. So it will probably command us to line up and wait.
Turkish 6 for Alpha Heavy. Contact London Control 13 for decimal 125.
Contact London Control 13 for decimal 125. Turkish 6 for Alpha Heavy.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Ready to go. Runway 09 right.
Can't see if there's any planes coming in.
Heathrow Tower. Wind 030 at
Oh, clear for takeoff. Nice.
Clear for takeoff.
So we're already running.
Runway 09er right. Cleared for takeoff. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
So lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 08 right confirmed. TCAS is on. And we got packs 1 and 2 are both on. Lineup checklist complete. Oh my, this very low frame rate here. I really need to do something about that. Could be the plane, you know, could be FSL just being a little heavier on the frames. Right. Let's go. There it goes. Oh. Flex. Trying to search for the detent on my throttle. So we passed 100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. I say gear up. Oh. It's not going up because of the keys. I keep pressing G as in MFS 2020. Throttle to climb.
Contact London Control 13. Decimal 125. Air Portugal 21 X-ray. London Control, Air Portugal 21 X-ray, 1,900.
Speed check flaps 1. 170.
Final flight level 170. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Autopilot on. We're making too much of a turn here. It's the reason why there are 2 pilots, gentlemen. It's a lot of workflow for just 1 pilot. So don't let Michael or O'Leary think that you can fly with just 1 pilot. That's just nonsense. Speed check flaps up. Speed brakes in. Man, this plane it just wants to go. It's really high performance. Let's just look outside. Beautiful. We'll keep our landing lights up to 10,000 feet. That's when we will transition. Actually, we'll transition before that to the transition altitude, so it will be flight level 100, and at that point we'll turn off our landing lights as protocol. Beautiful day to fly. Some clouds, nothing fancy. Plane's turning into south, where we will go direct to Spain. QNH set to standard. Set standard. Oops. Set standard. Here we go. We got our constraints on. This should have been turned on way back. Apologies. Again, this is workflow between the 2 crew members. So we got a constraint. That's why we're not passing 6,000 feet right now, because as you can see with this departure we got a constraint here between 4,000 feet, above 4,000 feet, and above 5,000 feet, and then below 6,000. So we can't go above 6,000 before we reach this point, and that's exactly what it's doing. Plane's smart. It's following the charts. See you soon, Bravo Papa. So we got everything going. We just need to follow the chart now. So we are basically doing this turn here. We're passing in this nice little bump here and going direct to Gagzu. That Gazgu is right here. So we're following procedures by the letter. Sound like an American right there. Doing it by the letter. So guys, this is the Flight Sim Labs A321 Neo. If you guys are into in-depth simulation, this is one of the planes that I love to fly the most. You can win one of these planes. I got one key for one lucky winner. All you need to do is just read the description. I need to reach 100 subscriptions, and after that I need you guys to come into my stream and tell me why it should be you winning it. Most creative one, subscriber of course, will get the key. That's no strings attached. So I'd say that there's a very good deal. Ah, this is nice. Sim state. I wonder what this is. This is fairly new to me. I've never seen this option here. Need to read about it. I think this is sim pause. You press this and you pause the sim. Something like that. Let's not do that just now. Still following constraint. We're only going to leave the constraint after we pass Gagsu. That's when the plane will continue climb. In the meantime, we're probably going to get handover by ATC. We'll see. It's kind of weird for me that we're still in the airport vicinity and we're flying so low, 6,000 feet. This is a corridor, by the way, and a lot of planes that come in to land on Heathrow will probably be coming from the south as well, because that's the general procedure to land on either 09 or 27. Runway 27 is the most used, either left or right on Heathrow. Dominant winds and all that. Today we departed via 08 right. This is a flight to Lisbon. I'm sorry if people were expecting Porto, but I made a boo-boo. I made a mess creating the flight plan on Simbrief. Instead of Porto, I picked Lisbon, so apologies. It's about 45 minutes more of a flight, so more fun. But we will be jumping forth, so you guys don't have to follow the entire flight, as usual. So again, if you want to win this beautiful Flight Sim Labs A321 Neo, all you need to do is help me reach 100 subs. I'm about halfway there. This is a small channel. You guys can help me by suggesting it to your friends, by sharing. Oop, that was a hiccup, big one. By sharing the channel or the transmission, and yeah, it really helps me a lot, and I can make more of these videos as well. In the meantime, come here to the chat and tell me why it should be you winning the plane, and I'll gladly give it to the most creative one. So here we go, we're passing the constraint. The plane will now no longer have a constraint. It takes some time because we need to actually cross the steer point, and there it goes. It's going to climb to flight level 170 as fragged. Sorry, it's not as fragged. Fragged is a term we use in combat simulators. It says briefed. It's more politically correct term. So here we are. Just left this SID so we can go to the world chart. If electronic flight bag doesn't work, let's go back there. It's a known bug. Sometimes the charts just don't load. There it goes. So this is our flight today. And we're still missing the approach to Lisbon data, but we'll add that in a moment. So let's go briefing. Actually, in Flight Simulator 2024 we got something better. So we can open the tablet and we'll have the data right here. Just need to go to view. It's a little small in size, but it's perfectly usable. So let's go to the route. And there it is. We're gonna go for runway 02 via SAMAX 2 Alpha. So let's input that. This is subject to change, of course. 02 via SAMAX 2 Alpha via PASX, confirmed transition via PASX. Alright, it's done. It's as easy as that. We'll also need to input performance data for the approach, but we'll do that a little later. So passing 10,000 feet, now we can turn off our landing lights. And since there's no more big turns, we're gonna go turn off our seatbelt signs for our little passengers back there. Just gonna need, oh, this one doesn't have a no smoking sign, so let's just put it portable devices to auto. Alright, so this is our flight here, and you can see that now we got all the data inputted. We already can see the terminal area for Lisbon. We'll go through that in a moment. You can see sometimes these screens flick, especially when you look away and you look back. See? It's like they're drawing or something. It's hard to say what's going on. Well, that's producing a simulator, a simulation within the simulator that's already full of bugs. So we're waiting for the handover. It should happen at any moment. There it is. Flight control to Major Tom.
Contact London Control 118.475. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
We're over Southampton VOR.
London Control, Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Out of flight level 154
Let's go
for flight
350. Pretty sure they'll clear us direct to flight level 350 anyway.
Air Portugal 2
There it is.
London Control identified. Climb to flight level 350.
Flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Alright, so now
26 Hotel Lima. Contact Paris Control 126 decimal for 75.
it's pretty much boring stuff all the way down. So we're out of London Control in about, I would say, 15 minutes or so. That's when we're gonna go into Brest Control. That's northern France, northwestern France Control in Brest.
Contact Paris Control 119.825.
So another look outside to enjoy this beautiful airplane. was Retro Tap Portugal. So basically this was the not the first, but about the second or third paint job for Tap Portugal back in the 1950s, 60s. Legendary planes had this livery, like the Boeing 747-200 or 100. I think Portugal had the 100. Boeing 727 and the legendary Caravel. I'm not sure if the Super Constellation had this livery, but if it did, then that's another one. But the Caravel, the 727 and the 747-100 certainly had it. It's a stunning livery on a modern plane, but it was pretty average back in the day. Most airlines had this like colored line going through the fuselage. Beneath it would be either bare metal or gray, like it is here. This is painted, by the way. This is not bare metal. Charlie Sierra TJR is an A321 Neo, A321 Neo, so it's not a long-range version. It doesn't have the fuel tanks, secondary fuel tanks. Not all planes have it, by the way. Not all Airbuses have it.
Runway 08 right. Ready for descent. Alpine 5, 6 uniform Victor.
So, how's my experience with Flight Simulator 2024? I can't uninstall Flight Simulator 2020 just yet. I don't know. I feel like there's a few things that need to be worked on this simulator. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm giving it a chance, but for example, this low VRAM memory, it's kind of crazy because I have a high-end computer and I need to optimize. I still need to optimize. I can't just go there and put it all on ultra. It still needs optimization. So that tells me a lot. That tells me that this simulator is still needing a lot of work in terms of optimization, in terms of memory management and all that. So, for example, earlier Alex was talking about the possibility of running the FS Labs this plane with his RTX 5060 Ti. It's a good graphics card. 16 gigabytes of VRAM is pretty good, but the problem is the GPU itself might not be able to handle the pipeline. The size, if you want, of the internal components of the GPU might not be able to handle so much data flow. If my 5080 has trouble doing that, imagine what the 5060 Ti will endure. Now, that being said, NVIDIA is always dropping new drivers. Microsoft is still working on optimization. This is Service Update 2, by the way. I'm not running Service Update 3, and Service Update 3 already has a lot more optimizations. I've also not optimized the graphics department, so I just loaded in. I've set it up as best as I could, not interfering with the performance, and even doing that, I still got GPU consumption warnings. So can you really optimize FS 2024? For sure you can, but it just needs work. It's just like people flying VR. You can't expect to bring the VR out of the box, jump into any simulator and just fly, or drive, or whatever you want to do in a simulator. You need to optimize VR, because if you do just that, pick it out of the box, put it in your eyes, and just drive or fly, you're going to have a hard time, because it's going to be choppy, it's going to be full of breaks. You really need to optimize. So one of the things I don't really like in FS 2024 is these clouds. Look at that. They look weird. They don't look good. They look weird. The 2020 had these fluffy looking, good looking clouds. 2024 not so much. They look, I don't know, almost like pixelated at some points. Over here it looks pixelated. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's weird, but oh well. One of the things that I've been thinking about investing is in a capture box, if I can afford it, because you know most of the stuff I got is purchased by me. I don't get any sponsorships. Even this Flight Sim Labs A321 Neo, I didn't get it for free. I bought it, alright? The one I'm offering is free, but that's because Flight Sim Labs were kind enough to give me a key to give away. But I purchased my FS Labs A321. Like I purchased my Phoenix, like I purchased my PMDG 777. I'm not, I know I'm not sponsored by anyone, so I need to be careful where I spend. Now, the next live stream, we're going to have a nice surprise, something very different in terms of live streaming, and I hope it goes well. So if you guys enjoy it, I can make more of those, but I can't really talk. I want it to be a surprise. Let's just say that I'm going to fly something very different. It's still going to be flight simulator, still going to fly it, but it's going to be a different type of flying. You'll see. Coming back to purchasing stuff, yeah, so I wanted to invest in the capture box so that I could record externally a broadcast, maybe an Elgato stream device, something like that. The problem with that is that I don't think I'm too invested right now. First of all, I like streaming, I like flying and streaming, but that indicates that I would be dedicated to streaming. Just migrating to MFS 2024 cost me a lot of time and a lot of headaches. So investing in this had to be yet another headache to get, you know, to the point that I need to buy an external capture device. That may happen one day, but for now I'll just stick to software, and software does steal a lot of RAM. So currently I'm running 4 different types of software. One is the weather injector, so Active Sky. The other is the progress bar you guys see on the top. Is it working, by the way? It looks like it's working. And I also have Beyond ATC, of course. It's injecting traffic in ATC. And then I have the capture system, so the capture software for OBS to broadcast online. And that consumes a lot of RAM. Regardless of what computer you have, it'll always take a toll. But in my computer, I was hoping to get some nice performance regardless, but because I had nice performance in 2020, it's already demanding, it's already pulling all these resources. But 2024 is just another beast. It's a different beast, and I really need to invest some time in optimizing it. And remember, I'm not being paid to do this. I'm not saying that everything needs to be paid to be worthwhile. That's not it. What I'm saying is I don't have the means to invest on everything that I wanted to make this thing look pretty. I would prefer to have a 5090 RTX. I would prefer to have 128 gigabytes of RAM. Unfortunately, I was unable to achieve that, so I have to live with what I got. And was it me? Was talking to? Yep. We're switching to London Center now. Actually, breast control, just like I predicted. That's France, by the way, right in R12. That's France right there. We can see it here. So this is France. This is the piece of land we're looking at. One of the great things about FS 2024 is the fact that you can stream all data. So instead of downloading and installing every piece of data for your flight, you're basically streaming. Now that takes a toll in your internet connection, and that's a big no-no. So if you drop out of internet connection, you can't fly, literally. But then again, if I'm out of internet connection, then I can't stream either, so it suits me fine. It has happened recently. I was broadcasting a flight with Air Azores. I think I was flying to Azores, and internet just went out. So it could happen again. Let's not go there, please. So we're 1,000 to go for cruise. Our seatbelts are already off, so passengers are strolling around the cabin already. Great day to fly. We got some crosswind from the right. This could translate in a little tailwind in a moment. So as you can see, we still have a long way to go. So we know no waypoint up until 327 nautical miles. And I think this is about the greatest time ever to make our little jump. So Flight Sim Labs is capable of doing what it calls a jump. So it will jump on, we go through, jump ahead. So we're going to jump to the next waypoint. Now, what could be the best waypoint to jump to? So we are going to our flight map here. As you can see, the next waypoint is right on the brain, on the borderline for the Spanish ATC, and I think it's a good jump to make. So it's Balda. There it is. So you press Balda, and it tells us that if we make this jump, we'll still be at flight level 350, Mach 0.77 Mach speed, with 4.6 fuel on board. And the time will be 1949, so it will jump almost 45 minutes ahead. Can I go further than that? Yes, I can go to the next waypoint, which is Abupi. It's already in Portugal. That will bring me much closer to my objective, about more than an hour ahead. Still flight level 350, speed 0.77 again, so not much of a change. Now JMAX, this is different. This is where our star begins, so we're not going to go to do that. Maybe a poop is a good jump ahead. Now, I've never done this in MFS 2024, so this could go either very right or very wrong. We'll just give it a go. One of the things that could happen is Beyond ATC goes nuts because it's expecting me to be handed over throughout all these waypoints, you know, and boundaries, so ATC boundaries. So suddenly I'm going to jump to the Portuguese FIR. It's probably going to go nuts, or it's going to tell me nothing. I'll be like in a limbo and I have to tune in manually. We'll see what happens. Again, I've never done this before on MFS 2024. I've done it in 2020. It worked really well. Let's see. Pressing jump ahead, confirm, and now. Whoa. So we are already in Portugal, coming close to our top of descent. Let's have it go steady. Alright, seems everything's peachy. It's telling us to contact Lisbon Center already.
Lisbon Center, Air Portugal 21 X-ray, flight level 351.
be honest, you see, it really doesn't like this, so let's hope this doesn't go haywire.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, Lisbon Center, radar contact. Air Portugal 9 Hotel Zulu, inbox 2 Alpha, runway 02.
Oh, it's giving me a different approach. So ILS2, inbound to Alpha. So 290, let's go. Let's turn on our seatbelt signs. It's never an exact science, this jump ahead, but when it works, it works. And it cuts a lot of flight time.
We will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must...
So it's a beautiful night. Oh, look at those clouds. They look really nasty on the horizon. So we get some beautiful sunset here with our retro tap.
Center on 118.275, Griffin 64 Romeo.
So as you can see in the progress bar on your upper screen, we made a great progress. We're now descending. We need to descend flight level 290 at Zamax. We are flying over the northern area of Portugal.
You were assigned flight level 350. I show you at flight level 339er. Climb to flight level 350.
You just told me to descend, didn't you?
Wilco, climb to flight level 350, Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
I could swear she told me to descend. Yeah. Oh, it's the other guy. Oh, crap. Just tell him ready for
Air
descent.
Portugal 21 X-ray, approaching our top of descent, ready for lower.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, Zamax 2 Alpha, runway 02, descend to flight level 290.
Zamax 2 Alpha, runway 02.
My bad.
Descend to flight level 290.
See,
Air
this is
Portugal
where the
21 X-ray.
co-pilot gives you a great helping hand by telling you, no, Captain, that wasn't us.
Portugalia 403 Zulu, contact Lisbon arrival 125.13.
Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13, Portugalia 403 Zulu.
I miss my good friend Misha Mahai. Is not here today. I'm sure he's gonna watch the recording. So Misha, I miss you, buddy. He's my co-pilot usually.
Portugalia 417 Hotel.
So let's
Lisbon Center,
get some
radar
lights
contact.
here, some little floodlight, so we can have a better view. So we got, let's go. That was odd. That switch was off. Look at that. This is off. It's weird. It's a little hiccup. It's not really special. So Lisbon Airport is somewhere up ahead. We got some traffic around us. We are in the northern part of Portugal, so there's Lisbon, so we're going to go all the way down here through the left hand side, well, from the aircraft perspective, the right hand side, then make a left turn and then go all the way. As usual, we'll try to request a direct approach to one of these fixes. It's actually raining over here. It's hard to read in the day, so I prefer to set this to night. No, not this one. Ah, there it is. Yeah, much better. So now you can see there's some rain here. So there's another Portugal, Air Portugal up ahead. I believe that's the one. There's some rain here as well. Not sure if rain or turbulence, but this area is where all the fires are happening in Portugal, so I'm not sure if it's actually raining. That's a good sign. So there are a few planes up ahead. Let's go back to our flight. So someone asked me the other day, someone's asking me the other day, where did I learn all the stuff that I know? It's self-learning mostly. Let's just line up my track here. Self-learning mostly, to be honest. I had a lot of friends, and I still have a few friends that are pilots, but I fear, well, fear is a harsh word, but I feel like at some point any pilot that you know will be proficient in one airframe at a time, and that's by default. So I'm flight level 290. Now I'm going to stick here until XAMAX. So like I was saying, every pilot by default will be proficient in one airframe at a time. Some pilots will go through their career through different airframes, so they might be a little more proficient than the majority, but the majority will be like an Airbus A320 pilot will always be an A320 pilot, and if you ask him about Boeing 737 stuff, he's probably not going to be knowledgeable about it. That's expected. But when we talk about the flight simmer, we're not pilots. I'm not a pilot. I'm a simmer, and I've been a simmer for more than 25 years. And being a simmer, I flew pretty much all flight simulators, at least the commercial ones. I flew X-plane, I flew prepared, I flew flight simulators, digital combat simulator, combat flight simulator, even those obscure simulators like Fly. I don't know if you guys remember Fly, Sierra Pro Pilot. I flew a lot of different simulators, combat and civilian. My passion has always been for civilian planes, but I'm also a sucker for combat jets. Not really about the combat itself. I mean, combat is great, and the more realistic it is, the more impressive it is. But I love the flight. You know, flying has always been something for me. I've always been a guy with my head in the clouds. Never been able to be a pilot myself, so I try to fly everything that I could fly, virtually, of course. And I feel that throughout my years as a simmer, I've learned a lot. When I wanted to learn, for example, from Airbus, if I wanted to learn Airbus, I would talk to my friends that fly Airbus, and they will tell me. But if I wanted to learn, say, the C-130 or Hercules, there's no one around. I actually had a friend that flew the C-130 in Africa, so that's not even a good example. But let's say I wanted to learn the Boeing 737 NG or the MAX, for example. I currently don't know any pilot that flies that plane. So the thing is, I had to learn to fly it on my own. I had to learn how to turn it on and on my own and fly it correctly on my own. So most of what I know how to fly was either reading manuals, watching videos, now more recently, but back in the day we didn't have YouTube tutorials. And by doing so, you actually learn a lot, especially when you make errors. So this is the reason why I keep everything raw here. I don't edit my videos. Whatever wrong things I do, I assume that I do it, and I correct as much or as best as I can. And sometimes I make some mistakes. That's not because I want to. It's because I'm a simmer, and I sometimes find it funny that some people just lash out like I was supposed to do something as a real life pilot would do. You know, that's fine. I'm trying to be as realistic as I can here, but there's a margin. This is a game, all right? This is a video game. This is not real life. You can do a lot of stuff that real pilots can do, but you yourself are not a pilot, so just chill, all right? I do a lot of errors. I commit myself to them. I try to correct them because I know that you guys would also make the same mistakes. And when I correct my own mistakes, I know you guys would also correct your mistakes. Why? Because you want to play. You want to keep playing. It's not like you have... No. It's not like if for example, I made an error here creating the briefing, the Simbrief flight. In real life, I would have to abort. I would have to restart everything from scratch and redo the flight because I was planning to go to Porto and now I'm going to Lisbon. Yeah. So the idea is you need to look at things in a perspective of let's play this game, all right? As realistic as you can, but it's a simulation game. It's not a simulator. Simulator would never allow me to take off, for example, by loading the wrong flight plan. So I would be grounded, probably hardcore disciplined by the airline by committing such a huge mistake. My passengers will be fully mad at me because I was carrying them to the wrong airport, you know. But this is not real life. This is not real life. So, coming back to the questions, most of what I know, I self-learned. I read a lot of books. It's giving me Xamax, but for everybody else it's getting inbound because it's a southern approach. So again, if you guys want to be good at something, I always defend it in terms of what you do professionally or in your leisure time. If you want to be good at something, either to work on or to play in or whatever, never stop learning, never stop diving into the books, and never stop watching videos of other people doing it, just like I'm doing right now. If you're watching me to learn, I hope you can learn something. Especially, I hope that you can learn how to not make the same mistakes as I do. That'll be a plus if I manage to do that, just that. So there are some planes over there. They're a little above me. Should be able to see them this far. So the next restrictions will be just 250 knots, but then we'll start descending. We're just waiting for the ATC to give us clearance to descend.
Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13, Portugalia 493. Alpine 78 Echo Foxtrot. Contact Madrid Center 118.275.
Center on 118.275.
I think the outside sounds are a bit too deaf. They sound muted, not deaf, muted. I mean, they're a little quiet, you know, a little too quiet. So we're coming up on Zmax. As we pass Zmax, we should be clear to descend further down, but still not getting any clearance for that just yet. We're still about 10 miles out, probably. Yeah, 10 miles out. But we need to continue with the performance here, otherwise we'll be in trouble in terms of fuel consumption. We are already close to the boundary of the 3,000 kilograms. All right, let's enter destination data. We need to pull the METAR for Lisbon. So let's request it through our ACARS.
Lisbon Center, Portugalia 48 Mike, flight level 304.
Portugalia 48 Mike, Lisbon Center, radar
So
contact.
let's
Continue climb to flight level 310.
check it. So we got 320 at 13. This is the wind. We got outside temperature 21 QNH 1015. Oh. 1015. And now let's go for radio 200. Config 3 for ILS 02. So I'm just turning on the inhibit to GPWS to warn me about flaps, because I'm going to land with flaps 3. 080.
Descend to flight level 080. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Let's go for our landing performance calculator. So we're going to go config 3, reverses all, air conditioning. Let's just leave this off. Let's go for runway 02, calculate. So our V approach will be 151 knots.
Air Portugal 330, descend to flight level 080.
It's actually 1 knot below the predicted VAP by FMC, but we'll override that. Alrighty, so I think we got it all covered. Flight time is 1 hour 53 minutes, abbreviated after our little jump, of course. So, as for the approach to Lisbon, let's go pick up the chart. I know this like the back of my hand, but so let's pick up the ILS 02, and star will be XAMAX 2 Alpha. So let's look at that. So this is where we are currently passing Zamax, so somewhere over here. We're going to go through all the way down here, and then we're going to go through this half circle, well, third of circle, quarter circle. As we go through this quarter circle, we'll be on a holding pattern or holding lane. We will see how much traffic we got here. If we got too much traffic, we'll just carry on. If not, we'll try to direct it. We'll ask for a direct to fix to NEVAD. This is usually what I ask for when I'm about here in Urnal. I request a direct to NEVAD and then go through the ILS approach. But this will only work if ATC doesn't have too much traffic inbound. We'll see what can be done. All because I don't want to go through that little half banana there. So first constraint is set 250 knots. We're still descending. I don't see the performance ball. I think we're below. Yeah, we're below the performance ball, but that just means that we're descending faster than what the ideal performance would be. No biggie. So let's just bring up the checklist so that I can remember some memory items. Alright, yeah, it's alright. So let me just confirm here. You know what I'm missing here in this landing performance is the brake advisory. We're gonna go for low brake. Oh, there it is, brake setting. So we're gonna go for the low brake. That's gonna give us 2,400 meters. That's pretty much enough for Hotel 1. But we want to go through Hotel 4. So we're gonna go through medium, yeah. It's better to go medium. So medium brakes, Hotel 4. I'm going to go use reverses, but I want to go exit in Hotel 4. That's a high-speed exit. So this is the one I want. Although ATC will most likely tell me to exit in November. Not November. What's it? Uniform 5. That's way too far, and then there's a very tight turn to the right, and I don't want to go through that. I want to go through the high-speed exit, and I'm going to show you on a chart. It's easier showing than saying it. So if you go to taxi, airport, so this is Hotel 4. Let me zoom in. This is Hotel 4. This is the one I want. And most of the times it just tells me to go through Uniform 5. Again, Uniform 5 is a very tight turn in when I can just leave through the high-speed exit, slow the plane down, and turn on a Hotel 4. This is the one I usually aim to. Yeah, I really don't care for Uniform 5, and I don't really see in real life many planes leaving via Uniform 5. Maybe the heavies, but not mid-range smaller planes like the ones I'm flying right now. Mostly they exit via Hotel 4. Same on from runway 20. When you land on runway 20, you're most likely going to try the high-speed exit, either Hotel 1 or Hotel 3. But Hotel 1 is the one that I usually go through.
Air Portugal 5 Alpha Romeo. Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13.
Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13. Air Portugal 5 Alpha Romeo.
So if you just joined, this is not a Porto approach, and I apologize. This should be a Porto approach, but unfortunately I made a little boo-boo by switching the airport destination to Lisbon, but we're still gonna arrive in Portugal. It's just a different airport. Let's just consider divert to. It's not intentional, alright? I wanted to land in Porto. It's been a long time since I made a flight to Porto. Next will be a flight to Faro. Faro Airport has also been on my list for some time. So we're coming to Natid. That's one of the final, I believe it is the final waypoint until we enter the holding lane. Try and see if you can see one of these airports here. There's one below and one above. Oh, there's one. I just don't want him to come in my path, otherwise I will not be able to request the shortcut. I want to request a shortcut out of Ernil direct to Nevat. If there's traffic here, the ATC will not allow me to do that.
Lisbon Center, Portugalia 35 Mike Tango, flight level 250.
Portugalia doesn't exist anymore, by the way. It's Air Portugal. Portugalia is now Air Portugal Express, and the call sign is Air Portugal. Beyond ATC just didn't get the memo. Hello again, Andrew. Approaching Lisbon. Wasn't supposed to be Lisbon, but here we are. How you doing, Andrew? Yeah, it's golden. Look at that. Let's look outside. It's beautiful. This is Peniche over there. Lisbon is over there, a bit farther down. That's Vasco da Gama Bridge. Really brilliant. Too bright. And that's cloudy Lisbon. I guess Lisbon is cloudy. Up ahead. That bridge is just too bright. That's default scenery, so there's nothing I can do about it. So we're coming up on the airport to our left. We'll be able to see it. Let me turn on track IR for your viewing pleasure. Oops, it's too much. Yeah, it's beneath the clouds. Can't really see it. Trust me, it is there. Let me line up my track IR. There you go. So again, if you just joined us, this was supposed to be London Heathrow Porto flight, but unfortunately I messed up, and instead of Porto we're going to Lisbon. Same country, different city. I like Porto Airport as much as I like Lisbon because there's only one runway as well, and there's a little less traffic in Porto, so it's a little less crazy than Lisbon. I mean, it's not that crazy in the flight simulator, but since both of them have one runway only, Lisbon suffers a little more because the taxiways are a bit confusing, but okay, passing 10,000 feet, let's turn on our landing lights. Actually, no, that's 8,000 feet. Oh my, what am I thinking? I didn't turn them on, by the way. These are retractable lights, so all I did was just pull them out. Airbus pilots call it a photon brake because the lights deploy like an air brake. They're really small. They don't really interfere enough with speed. Some pilots say they do, but it's kind of they're really small. But they do call it a photon speed brakes because they act like speed brakes. So in the climb, you want to pull everything you got, and during the descent, you want to decelerate the plane. So anything helps. So during the descent, some pilots like to do this. They like to deploy the lights without lighting them up, and they act like small speed brakes. And what they provide as a brake is marginal, of course. It's mostly a joke. But so now you know. If the next time you hear about photon brakes, you know what it is now. So there's another set of bright lights there. So there's Cascais Aerodrome, there's Sintra Aerodrome, so I suppose this is Palacio de Pena in Sintra. Some sort of landmark. It's just too freaking bright. It's just too bright. Doesn't need to be this bright. I suppose the Sobo wants us to find it in darkness, I suppose. So Lisbon has been subjected, as well as Porto, has been subjected to city enhances by Asobo Studio for Flight Simulator 2024. So photogrammetry, buildings, landmarks, they're almost all of them, the big ones at least, they're almost all of them there. So these are one of the few landmarks. Palacio de Pena in Sintra is very famous. That one over there. I don't know what these two are, but this one is definitely Palacio de Pena. But it's too bright, just like Ponte Vasta Gama was too bright, and I suppose the other bridge over there will also be too bright. There's also football stadiums, of course, because they're not because football is that important for flight simulation, but because they're good visual landmarks. In fact, I flew a couple of times VFR with a few friends, and every time we went to a different district, we always look for the football stadium because it's the biggest thing you can see from afar, and it's a good visual landmark to help navigate. So we're coming somewhere over here in Nated. Somewhere over here. So we're going to prepare our direct to Nevud in a moment, hoping that ATC will allow us. But actually, I never tried to do it on Irbil or Irnul, sorry. I always try to do it after Masuk or around Masuk because that will give me time to turn in. If I do it on Irnul, I'll already be off shooting the path to P6, which is the first approach point, our transition point. By the way, Andrew, over here there are some awesome golf courses near Sintra. Over here there's a nice golf club here in this area here. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to promote them, but it's very famous. And very expensive as well, by the way. Money shouldn't be a problem for golfers, right, Andrew? If you're still there, of course. This is Cascais. That's Lisbon. That's the southern margin. It's Caparica, Almada. City I was born in. So I'm no longer live there, but I kind of miss it. Alright, now we're passing 10,000 feet. Let's turn landing lights on.
Portugal 21 X-ray. Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13.
Lisbon arrival.
Contact Lisbon arrival 125.13. Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Lisbon arrival, Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Flight level 102 with the numbers.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray Lisbon arrival. QNH1015, expect the ILS
1015 ILS 02 via P6, copy.
QNH1015, expect the ILS runway 02 with the PSX transition, Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
And now let's request a direct to fix. And let's hope it gives it to us. So we want NEVAD.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, request direct to fix.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, roger, say fix name.
Here we go. Gotta be quick here. NEVAD, there it is.
Request direct to NEVAD. Air
NEVAD.
Portugal 21 X-ray.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, confirm direct to NEVAD.
Yes.
Affirmative. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, roger, clear direct to NEVAD.
There we go. So we
Clear direct to NEVAD. Air
Cleared.
Portugal 21 X-ray.
all that.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH1015.
Descent to 3,000 feet. QNH1015. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Let's just wait for P6 director. There it is.
Clear direct PSX, cross PSX at or above 3,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 02.
Cleared direct PSX. Cross PSX at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 02. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Let's clear the holding point. Alright. Direct to P6. Let's turn on the landing system. And the approach mode to be armed. Got some planes in the pattern, but hopefully not interfering with our flight plan. There's one over there. So let's go to the approach plate. ILS 02. So we've got our decision height 200 feet and coming out of net P6 at 4,000 feet, so we'll intercept ILS below glide path. There's actually a plane coming in from the right side. Let's try to reduce our speed so we don't have a case here for us. $200 knots for now. Speed brake in. Speed brakes in. Because we don't want to go alpha floor.
Portugalia 493, 3 miles from PSX, turn right, heading
1015.
feet until established, cleared ILS runway 02. Turn right, heading 040, 3,000 feet
Approach
until
checklist.
established, cleared ILS runway 02, Portugalia 493.
Not this one.
Traffic, traffic.
Ah, crappy, crappy. There it is. Barely see it. Let's reduce our speed further. Minimum approach speed.
Lisbon arrival. Portugalia for 73 Hotel. Flight level 151, we have hotel.
So approach checklists, barrel reference 1015 and cross-checked. Seat belts are on, minimum set 200 feet. Radar, auto brake set medium. Engine mode selected, normal. approach checklist complete. There's our runway right over there. We also have some traffic up ahead. We are trying to reduce our speed. Speed check flaps 1.
QNH1015, expect the ILS runway 02 with the P6 transition. Portugalia for 73 Hotel.
Portugal 21 X-ray. Contact Lisbon Tower 118.10.
Going for the tower. Glide slope.
Contact Tower 118.
Glide slope star. Localizer star.
Portugal 21 X-ray. Bye-bye.
Speed check flaps 2.
Lisbon Tower. Air Portugal 21 X-ray. ILS runway 02.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Lisbon Tower, continue.
Wilco. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Let's go for the V approach. Speed check flaps 3. And gear down. Sorry, gear down. Let's arm our spoilers. Still waiting for the cabin. Come on, cabin people.
All aircraft be advised, information India now current. QNH 1016.
A350 has a button called Purser, and we just press it and it will make the cabin ready. This one does not, so we'll just hope we get our landing clearance and we get ECAM status no blue, because that's the landing checklist.
1,000.
1,000 check.
Portugalia 493. Exit next available taxiway.
Come on.
Exit next available taxiway. Portugalia 493.
Landing inhibit, check.
Air Portugal 21 X-ray. Wind tree 25 at 14. Runway 02 cleared to land.
Clear to land.
Runway 02. Clear to land. Air Portugal 21
Landing,
X-ray.
landing checklist, ECAM memo status, landing no blue, still. Come on. I think we're going to ignore the cabin. Alright.
400. 100 above. 300. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. Retard.
Nice landing. Auto brake. Decel armed. Rollout. No need for auto brake off.
Auto brake off.
Exit right at uniform 5.
You see, uniform 5. He wants me to exit at uniform 5.
Air Portugal 21
But
X-ray.
we're gonna exit on Hotel 4. It's quicker, and it's right here. This is the yellow and green dots. Yeah, it was a nice landing. Finally. Taxi lights. Let's turn on our APU. Flaps up. Spoilers down. After landing checklist.
Contact ground 121.755.
The cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related
Ground
duties.
121.755. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you.
Taxi to the assigned
Air
gate.
Portugal 21 X-ray. Request taxi to allocated gate.
Do take care of opening the lockers in case anything falls out.
Portugal 21 X-ray. 8126 taxi via uniform.
Flaps open.
Uniform 3 Tango Golf 1 Alpha 3.
So we're gonna need to pick up
126 via uniform 4.
my map here.
Uniform 3 Tango Golf 1 Alpha 3. Air Portugal 21 X-ray.
Alright, got the map, so let's go. Waiting for the APU to become available. So we're going to go fourth, second, turn to the left. So welcome to Lisbon. Some big jets over there. So next left hand turn, and then we'll go to the gate. This is a fairly short taxi, so I'm not gonna turn off for SETI, single engine taxi in, for the sake of just abbreviating time. So I think GSX, let me confirm it. I think GSX prepared the gate for me. I hope it did. If not, I'll have to call it in. So next turn left. So this one is a blocked taxiway. This is not it. I think that's our gate over there. We'll confirm it in a moment. Alright, let's turn in. I think there's some ground crew there already. This one here. Yep, 126, this is it. And there's a guy there already. Alright, coolio, coolio. Split our APU. So you see now, only now I could perform a single engine taxi, but I'm already taxiing into the gate, so no need. Says wait for a docking system. Currently I only have that guy waving his arms, but that's not supposed to be there. He's gone now. There you go. A321. Confirmed. A little to the left. Menzies. Kind of like Menzies. Portway, not so much. I wonder why. Stop. Wait a minute. Parking brake set. Okay. Turn off the lights. Everything set. Switch off engines 1 and 2. Get. Oh. Hello.
Thank you very much for your hard work today. Your doors are clear to open.
Do I need to request deboarding now? Probably. Or maybe I need to turn off the beacon, right? No. Ah, yes, there it is. Turn off the beacon. So turning on the beacon does nothing, but turning the beacon off triggers the deboarding phase. And bam, nice. So passengers are being offloaded. I'm going to perform our parking checklist now. By the way, do we still don't have external power yet? Can we request it?
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until you are inside the aircraft and disembark at complete safety and hold on to Please ensure that you supervise your children for your own safety.
Still waiting for the GPU. I'm going to force it, otherwise we'll stay here forever. There it is. External powers, APU bleed off. Alright, let's go for the parking checklist. Parking brakes set and shocks set. Engines are off, wing lights are off, fuel pumps will be off in a second. Fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. Now let's go for the securing the aircraft. Oxygen. Oh, we need to give these guys ground control. Crew supply is off. Emergency exit lights off. Electronic flight bag, let's leave them on for the time being. And batteries, let's turn them off because we are on external power. No need to discharge the batteries. Alrighty, so if there was no further flight to be performed, we would turn off the ADIRs. And if there was a bigger turnaround, we also turn off the ADIRs if it's the last flight of the day. We would definitely turn it off. So that was our flight from London Heathrow to Lisbon in Portugal. It was supposed to be to Porto, but there was a small hiccup in the flight planning, so there it is. So this is our beautiful FS Labs A321 Neo. This is also the plane you can win. Help me reach 100 subscriptions. Tell me why it should be you winning it, and it's all yours. I hope you enjoyed. There was some hiccups in terms of performance that I do apologize, but one day at a time. I'm now going to spend a few days continuing to optimize it, but let me tell you, the migration could have been smoother. It was a bit hard to do, lots of stuff to uninstall and reinstall. So thank you all for joining, thank you for coming, thank you for your kind words, your likes. I really appreciate it, as well as your subscriptions, and I'll see you next time. Cheerios.
Portugal 5 Alpha Romeo, gate 125 taxi via uniform 5, uniform
Thank you, Jose, for being a great friend and for being here. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Bravo Papa. Thank you, Alex Metcalf, Calf, everybody that has been watching and pressing that like button. Really appreciate it. I'll be seeing you next time.
Guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
All aircraft be advised, information Juliet now current.
I'll spread my
QNH1016.
wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the